Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Uncropped. And again, we're reflecting on River's Edge, but this time we have another special guest. It is Jacob. He is and was our script supervisor on set, but has been very helpful in the process even after production. So Jacob, want to introduce yourself and say hi?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, I'm Jacob Conway. Like Mike said, I was script supervisor on set. Yeah, just, I don't know, cool to be here first time doing a podcast. And also talking to my buddy Mike is kind of cool.
That's the most fun part. It's just talking.
Yeah, for sure. It's all talking.
I mean, we haven't gotten to talk in a while because we've both been just so busy and going through a whole bunch of other production stuff for our own projects. So
yeah, we never stop making movies.
Oh yeah, it's a never-ending process. So it makes us go crazy, but it's okay.
That's a good crazy.
Yeah. So why don't let's just go over how did you get involved with this project and how, because you and I didn't know each other before this. Before we met on set, we had no clue who each other were.
Yeah, for real. And then the first night, it was just thrown to the deep end of am I gonna be friends with this guy? But then after waking up the next morning, I was like, yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. So yeah, how did you meet us and how did you get involved with this?
So I am enrolled in Keene State, and they have this Canvas site specifically for film majors that now recently they've started getting better at this, but in the past few years they've done a terrible job at showing and sending out possible crews and job opportunities. Like I said, they've gotten better. Joe and a new professor, Lena, is doing a much better job at doing that stuff and keeping on top of it. But I think it helped because on River's Edge, everybody either currently was enrolled in Keene or graduated from Keene. So I think that was one reason why that project immediately was, I don't know, it was posted on that Canvas site. And I unfortunately have to check Canvas every single day because my classes are also on there. Dude, I'm on Canvas every day. I literally have a shortcut on my Google homepage.
It's really scary just to see that Canvas icon looming over you all day, every day. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's did someone give me a bad grade or something? It's what's going on? It's bad.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that notification was good because when I saw it, there was this fancy, cool poster about who was working on it, what the project was about, and what it was filming on. And when I was looking around, I recognized one name, and that's Murphy Fitz. Murphy and I, we worked on 2 capstones before. I worked on one my freshman year, their junior year, and then I worked on Murphy's senior capstone. Because, we made a film the year before, so instantly I was like, oh, you're going to be doing this next year? I'll just work on yours. I think I didn't ask her. I think I told her I was helping her out.
Yeah. Also, you know that Murphy made that graphic, right? That poster thing?
Murphy made it.
Murphy made it.
I did not know that.
I asked them, I was like, hey, do you think you can make a graphic to send to Brandon to post? And they were like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you so much. Because I was dealing with rewrites of the script and everything. And Murphy was like, I'm on it. I got it. So Murphy made that. And I was like, I love it. Do it.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. But I wanted to do it anyway. I wanted to help out on set anyway. But then when I saw Murphy's name, I was like, I made 2 films with them before and I have their phone number. And so
that's an easy in right there.
Yeah, immediately I texted her hey, you still looking for PAs? And she's like, yeah, and plus Murphy and I have worked together already, so she knows I'm good for it. But so firstly I was going to be a PA, but then at that time last semester I was doing an independent study and my collab final at the same time, and my independent study was doing pre-production and production in one semester. So basically trying to squish capstone into one semester. I didn't succeed. The movie was good. I think that the movie I made was good, but at that point I was kind of forcing myself to try to get out of my comfort zone and start doing other stuff. And there was this one guest speaker that the film department had that talked about climbing the ranks or whatever, so figure out what department you might want to be in and try to get a PA in that department. So then I was thinking, because I want to be a writer, director, and a producer, so I wanted to do like in the director circuit. And I was like, I've been doing PA for 3 years. I don't want to do another PA. So then I asked Murphy, I was like, hey, can I be a script supervisor? Hesitant to her because I've never done it before, and to me because I've never done it before. And I also didn't even know if you guys needed one too.
We
Like
had no one lined up. Honestly, before you guys mentioned script supervisor, I kind of like temporarily forgot that that position existed. So I'm really glad that you brought it up.
yeah. But I don't know. I just asked her. She said yes, or she said that she was going to ask you, and then you were wicked fucking chill about it. And you were chill on set too. But that's how I got on River's Edge.
And then we're not gonna forget about the fact that like you came on set with a giant fucking binder, all
Yeah.
prepared, ready to go, organized, like more organized than any of my thoughts were for this film. So you, I don't know how you did it, how long it took you to make it, but let's talk about the binder, because then your nickname on set was just Mr. Binderman. So
That was, yeah, that did grow. That did stick.
yeah, are you in favor of that or no?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You seemed a little disappointed. Oh yeah, it did stick.
No, I'm someone who doesn't get nicknames. So then when I do, I kind of get excited about it.
Okay. I didn't do it.
Okay. No, I think that was my roommate. My roommate has like an old style cliche clock. He doesn't have like an alarm on his phone. He has one that goes like in the 80s.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's pretty fucking funny, yeah.
That's hilarious. But anyway, so how did you prepare for being like that? How were you that organized coming onto set? What did you do? How long did it take?
So that wasn't the first time I made a binder like that. I'm going to refer back to the independent study that I brought up. Because I had the independent study with Taylor, who's a professor who teaches capstone, our senior thesis projects. I don't know who's listening, so I don't know if they know anything. So I'm kind of like half explaining.
It's fine. Will had to, in 2 sentences, explain what a capstone was on his episode.
Oh, okay. So your viewers are keeping up, so I don't have
hope
to.
So, yeah.
So in my independent study, Taylor was trying to ham down pre-production because that was one thing I wanted to do. Because at Keene State, we don't learn what pre-production is until we're thrown into a senior year.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad, yeah. Especially now since I'm working on 2 capstones now, and then I see other people like at totally different areas. I'm like, we should be at the same stage.
Mm-hmm.
All of us should be at the same stage. But for that independent study, Taylor, once again, like she was really strong, really going for me being as prepared as possible. So she showed me different capstone binders that past groups have made at Keene. And it basically just consisted of, I actually have it with me.
See, he's prepared again. It's scary, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't looked at this in a long time. Whoa.
Oh, that's the River's Edge binder.
Yeah, it's the River's Edge binder, yeah.
Sweet.
Tabs everywhere. Dude, there's still tabs in Murphy's car.
I know. I found a couple at my house like a month and a half after we were done filming there. I found a
Really?
couple. I think I took a picture of it. I didn't send it to you, but I think I found. No, I did send it to you. I sent it in the group chat. Like Jacob or Murphy, I yelled at one of you because you would take your tabs and stick them on Murphy's hat, and then they would fall off. So
yeah,
it's either you or Murphy's fault.
Yep. We will blame Murphy.
Yeah, we'll give Murphy the heat for it.
Yeah. But basically, I just have 5 different sections. 6 sections have grown. So I printed out the screenplay of River's Edge, and then I printed out the shot list. So then I had like the shot list on whatever website that you and Will made it. But then
Airtable was very valuable. Just a hint, Airtable for free.
For free?
Yeah, it was completely free.
How many templates are you able to have before it's like?
I think you can use up to like 1,200 records, and obviously we're not going to have 1,200 shots in the movie, so
yeah, no.
I could technically use like that for 3 movies and have all of them stay and not have to delete anything.
Interesting.
But don't take my word for that. I'm not positive on the number there.
I'll think about it. Because I think that would be a way to stay organized with my capstones and stuff. But I also made a shooting script as well. I never did a shooting script before. And especially since I wasn't in the process of making the shot list, I wanted to be like on the same page. And I remember before I even got on set, I was reading the script and trying to translate the shot list to the shooting script. And I was on the couch in my living room, and my mom was watching, I think, Grey's Anatomy or like Gold Diggers or something, some like stupid mom show, you know. But I was reading the shot list, and my mom's like, "That's a lot of work." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a lot of work, but some of these shots are repeating." I didn't even know who you or Will were. I didn't even meet you. I don't think I even had your number at that point.
No.
And I was like, these guys just are repeating shots.
Yeah.
And we actually ended up doing that, though. Like, we revised and kind of combined stuff on set.
So I can explain a little bit of that, because what we were thinking about is we were thinking about it, again, because Will's one of our editors and I'm one of our editors as well. So what we kind of did was we thought about the entire scene, how it would visually look when we were editing it as well, which in my mind is also a no-no, because we have to focus on one thing at a time, but we had that editing mindset because we're primarily editors. So we were thinking, okay, we go this shot, then we go back to this shot, then we go to this shot. So it was clarified in the shot list, like how the scene would look, but we didn't take out the other ones that were like, oh, back to this shot. And that was, I realized that was probably really annoying for you doing that. But
it's all good. I mean, it was a little annoying, but you and Will are tight with me, so I don't hold it against you.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, what screenplay, shot list, the schedule that changed every fucking time we went on set.
Yeah.
Then I had a list of the props and costumes, and I remember asking Murphy to ask you to send me like screenshots of it all.
Oh, like the props and stuff?
Yeah, like way before we were starting shooting, like in the middle of May.
I'm pretty sure I got that message. I said, yes, I'll do it. And then I forgot to do it because we didn't have props figured out yet.
Oh.
That was probably my fault. But it all worked.
I think it all worked. I ended up taking some photos. I also ended up keeping a shooting log or a shot log that I never sent the photos to you after we were done filming.
You did.
No, because when we went down to
I had to steal it from you for the second.
Stole it from me, yeah. Yeah, because we weren't filming for a solid like month in between, like going up into Maine and then down to Mass. And like every single week or a few days, Mike would text me and be like, can I get those because we're editing? I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. But then I'd never do it.
I know you were busy, so it's okay. But I mean, it's really helpful, but it's at this point we kind of use it as like our backup. Like we know what looks best and what sounds best, but we want to confirm like, okay, did Jacob say this is the best take? Blah 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 blah. Sorry, there's a little thing flying around. But it's like an extra like solidifying backup where it's like, okay, are we positive this is the right we used it the other day. We were making sure like, hey, is there a backup of this shot that we could potentially use? No, then we'll make this work. But I mean, it's been helpful. I'm so glad you kept track of that because I could not have ever done that.
I'm glad too, because I am cursed with a work ethic that once I'm at work or I'm on set, I need to be doing something. I can't just stand there. I can't do anything. Like right now I'm working at Chipotle in Keene and there's a lot of just standing and it's like, gosh, it's so bad.
It's tough because like I'm kind of like, that's how I am right now actually. With whenever I'm not at like my full-time job, I have to be doing something. Whether it be like chores or River's Edge or writing something else or whatever may be going on. Like I have a day off this coming Tuesday and I'm nervous about my day off because I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with myself. Also, Tuesday's election day, so I'm going to be freaking out 10 times more.
Oh, so, are we gonna get political on this?
I'm just gonna say it's election day and I'm gonna be freaking out regardless. Like, fair enough. That's it.
Fair enough.
But no, it's just nerve-wracking for me to not be doing anything because I just feel like I'm wasting my time. Like if I sleep in, I feel like I've wasted like that extra 2 hours that I slept in.
Dude, I feel the same thing. Even if because literally, I was shooting for a promo video last night, and we got back around like 1:40 in the morning. And then I woke up today and it was like 9:30 and I wanted to wake up at 8 and I hated myself because I was like, I want to be up at 8, but then it's like, I'm glad I got that extra like an hour and a half of sleep though.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get the sleep. That's the thing. It's just in the moment you're like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I
Yeah, you're
sleeping in
like,
this sleep?
shit, why couldn't I have just woken up to my alarm?
Yeah, right. I woke up this morning because I had my alarm clock set. I woke up and I looked at my alarm clock, and the two alarms were set, but it was 2 hours after my alarms were supposed to go off. I'm pretty sure I was half asleep, walked over, turned my alarms off, walked right back to bed, and slept.
God.
I wasn't late for anything, luckily, because I set my alarm super, super early, but I was like freaked out. I was like, what just happened to 2 hours?
Where'd that go?
What? Yeah, I don't remember it. But yeah, and so yeah, that's I don't know what we were talking about to get onto that.
I think we were talking about the binder or something.
Yeah. But yeah, your binder was insane. Is there anything else about the binder you want to talk about?
I love binders now. I have one for each capstone I'm working on.
So you have like 10 binders laying around. It feels like you're working on like 10 projects.
It definitely feels like I'm working on 10 fucking projects. And it's just two. It's just two. It's just two. I literally did this last semester. I worked on collab and independent study, and it was like this busy.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know either. And I don't know why I keep doing it. I don't know. And Lena just asked if somebody could PA in the next 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take off work.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to do it anyway. It's work. It's experience. It's experience.
Yes. Just don't overwork yourself. You need to make sure you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Get some sleep. That's important.
Sleep is overrated.
Even if you sleep through your alarm clock.
Yeah, that's still sleep.
So, okay, talk me through our first meeting. Like, when we were all together that first day on set, I think we had like one day where we were all there kind of just like chilling, getting to know each other, and then the next day we did a full read-through with everyone in the Airbnb. Mm-hmm. Except for a couple people, because Jared wasn't there yet, Will wasn't there yet. And yeah, that's it. So, talk me through your perspective of that and what it was like.
It was the first time I was reading the script and not working on it or like thinking about it in a filmmaker's perspective. So I think of the change from employee making sure like nitpicking all this shit to just digesting it as a narrative. You know what I mean? That helped. And also like we're doing table reads in Capstone and just sitting back and letting people talk and read it out loud is so nice. It's so really nice. Satisfying. Yeah, as like a writer to hear it come out because you have like this pride going on, but then also when there's a bad line, you're like, oh no, like we have to change that right now. Yeah. Or even as an audience member, it's like, especially when we were on River's Edge, like the actors were reading their lines. I think I actually read like a line or two for somebody.
Yeah, I think you were reading for Riley because Jared wasn't here yet, or you were like the teacher or something.
Honestly, I think I might have been Riley.
Probably. I think you were, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that until right now. Huh. Oh.
I forgot, but I'm going to agree with you because like you said, being one of the writers of this project and just sitting there and hearing it all go out, I posted on Instagram afterwards. I was like, just like, holy shit. It felt insane to hear the film actually like with most of the actors there, like vocally saying the lines in person. Mm-hmm. It was insane. And then just having everyone there was 10 times better because it's like, okay, all these people actually like care about this project. And everyone was like just as passionate as Piper and I and Dylan and Colleen and all the people that had like been working on this project for a couple of years. The people who were there for 2 days were still just as passionate as us. So it felt really good to have that story be like told out loud, but also see people that were working on the story.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good, especially for you and Piper, because I know that was that the first time Piper worked on a film?
Yeah. And
that's incredible.
And this is also it was after about 3 years of writing, because we started in August 2021. So we'd been writing for that long, and we were going to film it in 2022, but I was graduating, she was still in college, and life was going kind of crazy at that point, and then she still had to graduate, and then we finally started pre-production in fall of 2023, so just about a year ago, and a year and a couple months ago now.
Wow.
So we got going once we went like through it, but it was a long time coming that we like finally were able to get it done.
Wow, that's incredible.
I don't think you knew that.
No, I don't think I knew that. Yeah. No, I didn't. I don't think that I knew that you guys were writing for that long. I think the longest I've ever been writing a script was my capstone. I started that last August. Yeah. And I just finished the newest draft like 2 days ago.
Sweet.
So, but I don't know, man. Writing a pre-production for 3 years compared to what? 6 or 7 months? Like, that's insane.
It's crazy. It's a really crazy perspective, because also for that 3 years, I was like, I want to make this, I want to make this, I want to make this. And she wanted to make it too, as much as she could. Mm-hmm. But the thing that was holding us back was our time, our availability, all that kind of stuff. And then once I got like a full-time job, it was scheduling around that. And then everyone else, a lot of the people that had signed up to be on our crew also have full-time jobs, and you guys were in college, and there was so much to schedule around, and it was really challenging. But at the same time, it's just like, I just want to make this fucking film and not have to worry about any of that. Like, I just wish everyone could just drop everything, make the film, and then go back to whatever they're doing with no consequences. But I know that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what sometimes you have to do, though, especially like filming and doing art and stuff. Because like, if you want to do it, because I don't know, there's a lot of people who don't like have that drive or that initiative to just like, hey, I want to do this fucking thing, so I'm going to lock in and do this fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not a lot of people do that. And I don't know, like 2 years ago, I made a feature film by myself. I wanted to make a feature film for a long time, and it was also during finals week, and I was like, maybe I'll just try to do this thing. So then I did.
During finals week?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I filmed it the last week of March and the entirety of April. Every weekend. Yeah, for like 5 weekends straight. Yeah.
You're... Oh my God. I could never have done that. I don't know how you did that.
I was the only crew member other than my friend Casey who did makeup for 1 day.
Oh my God. That's insane. That's dedication, but that's insane. Like,
it's a little insane. Yeah, we were talking about crazy. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So using the word crazy as my transition point, on set. That was crazy.
Yeah, there was a lot.
But you kept me sane. Like, you helped me and Piper just feel like we were not freaking out. And you kept us sane and on track and on schedule, and kind of helped us know what the hell was going on. So thank you, first off. But what was your perspective on set? Like, what were you thinking about the entire time? Like, what were your priorities?
On set, like, so the first day, it was trying to get comfortable because I have an immense amount of anxiety. And then being 4 hours away from home, with all these people. I knew Angus, Aiden, and Maddie because I did Maddie and Aiden's capstone like a month or two ago. So I remember them. And then obviously I knew Murphy. But Murphy and I were like not good friends, like at all. Like we were just like, oh, hey, what's going on? Kind of thing. We didn't even wave at each other when we saw like Appy and Way. I think we just acknowledged each other and left. Kind of thing. Yeah. But I don't know. It was kind of surreal because I haven't been on a set in a while, like maybe 2.5 months, and that's a long time for me. Like, yeah. I love being on set. It's a good stress, I call it. That's what I call it, and what I tell people is like, I am stressed out as fuck, but I'd rather be stressed about that than anything else on the planet.
Yeah, it's like a good, like, you're going to enjoy yourself stressed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so weird. Like, you're on top of it all the time. You're on the verge of, like, having a panic attack or a heart attack. But then you're like, that was such a good shot. Let's do the next one.
And you forget about that just for that moment of the positivity. And then each time that you have that moment of like, oh, this is going well, this is going on, like this is going like super well, and that shot looks great and everything. Every time that you have that like positive thought, you kind of are able to tune out the anxiety more and more. I was the same way on set. I was stressed out of my mind because I only knew Colleen, Murphy, Piper, Dylan. Like those are the only people I like really knew going into that, and I was meeting you guys, you and Maddie and Jacob. I known Carter briefly. Maddie, Jacob, you're Jacob. Holy crap!
I'm Jacob.
Maddie, you, Aiden, Carter, Angus, well, Isaiah. I know Cora, Jared, David, Peter. I'd known him a little bit, but they're like 10 plus people on set that I just had not worked with before. And me also being the director, I wanted to make sure I was approaching that high stress job in the proper manner, and I didn't want to be like an asshole director or be the kind of guy that's just like a shithead that people don't want to work with again.
Yeah.
So,
and I definitely think that showed. Like, you, I don't remember specifically when during production this happened, but I remember you did one-on-ones with everybody.
Oh yeah, I was about halfway through.
It was like, yo, are you good? Like, is there any drama? Like, because if there's drama, I'm gonna help it out. You know what I mean? And I don't know, because at the end of the day, it's like you said, we're all like dedicated and passionate, but we're also individuals and human beings. And also, none of us have ever worked together. Like, I don't know, like I worked with Peter and I worked with Murphy and I worked with Maddie and Aiden, but everybody together is a totally different experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a different dynamic. So then, and I don't know, coordinating that, I think you did a good job showing that, putting the people first.
And I appreciate that. Thanks. But like my thought, it's you can't make a film without the people. So those people take the highest priority because you can't make a film without them. Like if we had one less person on set, we wouldn't have been able to do it as well as we did. So that's how I'm thinking about it. Is anytime like, and also I hadn't been on set for like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean the only on-set stuff I do is at my job, which is more relaxed in a way. Like we have a studio, we're in charge of that, we own that, and it's kind of like our thing. But I hadn't been like making like an actual like film. Like I've had like small sets, short films with like Dylan and stuff, but I'd never done anything like bigger since Shouting at the Walls, which was my capstone. And that was in the spring of 2022.
Wow.
So this was my first time like big on set with people my age, like making something that's like important to all of us. Like, so it was a big change. You were like a 2 months out of being on set. I was 2 years of being on set.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
So it was awesome though. Like you said, it was a great environment. And everyone was just so easy to get along with. I was honestly shocked. I didn't think people weren't going to be easy to get along with. I just didn't think it would be that quick and just everything was well put together.
Yeah. I think it helped with that first night. Like,
Are we going to talk about that?
Has anybody talked about that yet?
Colleen hinted at it.
Okay. Are we going in depth?
Go ahead.
I think we all just drank, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the first night, we were like getting groceries or whatever and like settling down at the Airbnb. So we were drinking, because we were going grocery shopping or whatever, just settling in. And the biggest thing that stands out to me is that you said you weren't a big drinker, but you were going to get some anyway. And you said you were only going to have one. I think you had like 4.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah. It was because I was really anxious and stressed out. That's what it was. I was really terrified.
Oh, shit. Well, I hope you were a little relaxed by the end of that.
Oh, I was. I remember me. It was the first night. I think I was just like, I'm just going to sleep on the couch here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you take a picture of me?
I just sent a picture of you to Will.
What?
He asked, "Oh, is it podcast time?"
It's podcast time. What was I saying? Yeah, I actually remember telling Murphy on the car right there that I was like, I really hope Mike isn't like an asshole or anything, because I'm going to be working with like mostly him this entire 2.5 weeks, and I was like, and I really don't want to ask you to drive me back home.
Well, what did Murphy say? Did Murphy say like, "Oh, Mike's not an asshole" or something? Did Murphy stick up for me?
No, I think Murphy just said that you were like chill or whatever, and I knew you were kind of chill anyway, because someone like me who's never had any experience doing script supervising, I literally looked up YouTube videos on how to do script supervising, because I've never done it before. Mm-hmm. And I never thought that I would be doing it. It's just like a level up of like being a director PA, and like industry standard or whatever. So thank you for giving me the opportunity, because now since I've done it once, I can do it again.
Oh, you could definitely do it again. Like, oh my God, like if I make another film soon, you're like my top choice for a script supervisor. So
what?
Please.
Who's the second?
Huh?
Who's the second choice? If I'm the top,
I don't know. They'd have to like walk up to me and say, "Hey, let me be your second choice for script supervisor." No.
Hey, keep me in the loop.
Again, you kept me really organized and sane, and you like whenever I didn't know what the hell was going on, because there were like, again, 16 different people I had to like be aware of what we're doing. You knew like the answer to the question that I was about to ask or whatever. So,
and I didn't want to step on any toes, because I want to be a director. And I've learned to like I've slowly learned to juggle all those different things. But I knew that you were a director, and I had never met you before, so I didn't know how much experience you had. So I was like, at the beginning, I remember being so scared. Like some of like the bigger notes I actually gave to Murphy, so Murphy could tell you, because she was a producer. I'm not even kidding. Or like
like what? What did you tell Murphy to tell you? Tell me.
Like one of them was like the suggestions for the lighting that we actually did or something.
Oh, that made more sense coming from Murphy though, because of Murphy was doing lighting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't have thought about that.
The first like week, because I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, because I like to respect people as well.
That's good. I appreciate that. I felt very respected by you.
Well, that's good. That was the goal. And especially in like collab, where I wasn't doing directing, I was doing cinematography for the first role. Mm-hmm. And like my buddy Jace, he's actually the director of photography for both the capstones I'm working on. But he was directing, and I knew that he didn't like directing or didn't have much experience doing it. But I still wanted to like not step on anybody's shoes, because I don't like it when people press on me or like, I don't know, backseat drive on me when I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if someone doesn't know what they're doing, I try to like see. I don't know. And you know what you were doing. I mean, there were times where you were stressed and you were juggling way too many things at once. Absolutely. Were there times where you were overwhelmed? Yes.
No, all the time. All the time. I just did a somewhat good job of hiding it sometimes.
No, but I'm glad I was there too. I actually had like a lot of fun on set. It was a good time.
I could tell.
Yeah.
We there was one night where we were at the Airbnb. I don't know if it was before filming or during, but I drank a lot. I still have that video of you. You were curled up on the couch.
Is that when I spilled the water on me?
Yep.
Oh God, and Mike. Mike, well, that's what happens when I drink whiskey. God. I had like 3 shots of whiskey.
It's a whiskey business.
Nice. I see what you did there.
But yeah, on set, I had 0 directing experience before that.
What about your capstone?
Colleen directed that.
What?
I was producer.
You've never directed a movie before River's Edge?
No.
You're shitting me.
I've done like really short films like that. That's like nothing like actually like properly organized, but that was literally River's Edge, my first time like directing, like real directing.
And it was a feature.
Yeah, I was terrified.
Goddamn. Some like big Hollywood directors start out doing shorts. Look at you jumping the gun, bro. Damn.
I know. I did it.
I honestly couldn't tell.
Okay,
Honestly,
well,
I couldn't
I'm
tell.
glad that's the case.
Like, I
But
knew that you were like, you graduated college like a few years ago, so I knew you weren't going to be like absolutely amazing.
you're making me sound older than I really am. Holy crap.
Well, I mean, when you graduated, I was a freshman.
Oh, what?
Yeah, what, your capstone was spring of 2023?
2.
No, 2022. Yeah,
I graduated in 2020. Oh my god.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 2021,
Yeah,
bro.
all you guys are like significantly younger than me. The only people that are older than me are Colleen and Dylan. So
Michael, you're old.
okay, fuck you too. But yeah, so everyone was younger than me, so I was like, oh gosh, and then you started bringing out that new whatever the new slang is, like we're cooking, Sigma, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god!
It brought me right back to my to teaching middle schoolers at my full-time job. God. So thank you.
You knew what those were though, right? You're not like that old.
I know what
like,
cooking meant.
Though? Okay.
Sigma, I assumed it just meant like what the hell.
Sigma's dumb. I don't even know why I said that. You said like a behind the scenes photo or a video, and Murphy showed me. And it was like Will and I was looking at the camera, I was like, what, the Sigma? I was like, why did I do that?
Oh, because it was right. It was. I cut that clip down because before it was. Will was showing you the fact that he was going barefoot or something, and you looked at his foot, and you were like, "Put that away" or something, and then or you guys were joking about something, and then Jacob's like looked over, saw that Peter was filming, and you were like, "Okay, you can't record. People can put together what just happened there." And then Will was like, "Oh shit, yeah, they can." And then you just started doing the clip that I sent you.
Oh god,
something like that. I don't remember, but
dude, there was a lot of from the first BTS. I think you did put in the first BTS video, but I think Carter was saying like, it's like, you know what, Jacob, I think you're a good guy, and I'm like, you know what, Carter, I think I'm in love with you.
I remember that was hilarious.
I think it was like the first day, dude. Everybody.
It was day 3.
Day 3.
I remember because Carter did the intro for that day. And it was day 3 of filming, and it was in the driveway. It was like right after the intro happened. Mm-hmm. I remember because I edited all the BTS footage. So
I think it's so weird that everybody clicked.
It's so I was honestly expecting a couple people to hate each other and then having to deal with some conflict. Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any conflict, honestly. Like Maddie and Angus are coming back from my capstone.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Sure.
I'm glad
they're literally doing what they did on River's Edge. Sorry, I'm copying you. Whoops.
Fucking copycat.
I said sorry, bro.
Just sorry doesn't cut it.
Oh, it should be.
Work on another film with me. That's how you make up for it.
Everybody clicked. It was nice. I only knew a handful of people. You knew even less. And look how we ended.
And now I consider myself like solid friends with everyone. Like
I agree.
Like
I agree.
Everyone, including actors like Isaiah and I. Still, we were texting yesterday. He's like, everyone was so fun to be around. Like it was like, I want to go back and do it again because it was like more fun than it was work.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Except for like the times where I was stressing out of my mind. But yeah, it was like the best experience in my life, hands down. So
it was like
it's fucking awesome.
Such a good time filming. So good. Like it's the people. Like you get on a film project because you're passionate about the project, but at the end of the day, like the film can be amazing and you could have done the best work ever. But if you work with like, if there's human drama and there's people that are shitty around you, you're not going to talk about how good the movie was. So you're going to talk about how shitty it was working. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't think there was like a day that it sucked being on set of River's Edge. Obviously there was stress. There was like, I don't know, there was a shit ton of stress. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of people were working hard. And I remember that one day that I drank a little too much and then I went up to set hungover, so I went to bed for the first like 2 scenes. And I was like, okay, it's totally fine. Because sometimes after we were done filming, we would all just go over to the studio and drink a little bit and then wake up. And then, yeah. So it's... Yeah. We probably drank a little more than we should have. We're not alcoholics, people who are listening.
No, we're not. It's just the fact that we were with people that we enjoy just kind of brought out the fun side of us for a little bit.
Might as well have a drink.
Might as well.
Turns
into 2, turns into 3. Shit happens. But then there was also, I will disagree with you on the fact that there was not a day that was not fun on set. The day that we filmed scene 22 was, I think that was the driveway scene where Isaiah was yelling at the bird, and it wasn't any no one did anything wrong. It was just a shitty day that had so many just unfortunate things happen. We had a really tough time with scene 22. There were other weird things with like lighting, because a lot of exterior scenes were shot that day, but it was cloudy and sunny and back and forth.
So we had to rush, try to keep continuity and stuff.
Yeah, and then there's also that day, I don't know if it was the same day or not, but it was the day where we filmed the car scenes with the on the hood. We were filming the through the windshield. That was a really challenging shot.
The doobie, right?
Yeah.
Doov, I don't know. Doobie. I don't know. Murphy knows the name.
Yeah, that's Murphy's expertise. But that was also really challenging. So it wasn't that it sucked being on set because someone did something wrong or because just the film sucks. It was just a situational thing where we were just frustrated by the environment, or luck happened to throw something our way. And we were stressed out because of the fact that our 2.5 weeks of being there and filming were already packed.
We had to move some stuff back at the end too. Yeah,
there was no way we could change anything, and it was like, I mean, I'm gonna keep the name anonymous, but I was talking to Piper about this. But when we had a situation where one of our actors wasn't feeling well on set, and I had to let them go, and I didn't want to make them work through not feeling well. So I think you remember this. I was just sitting on my porch. I was sitting on my porch and looking at the calendar, just stressing out for 15 minutes. Piper, I think, was there with me, and Dylan was there, I think. But just sitting there, like, okay, how can I move scenes around to make it so we can still get stuff done tonight and not screw us over for scheduling?
Yeah.
That was like one of the most stressful moments of the entire thing, just sitting there trying to reschedule stuff. But before I told that person who wasn't feeling well that they could leave, I was like, hey, I need to make sure that we have a backup plan. We need to have backup scenes that we can film tonight, right now. And we did it. We made it work.
We did do it. I think we did a scene or two.
We did 2, and we got them done, and it was just with the 2 other actors that were there, that were already there. So it was perfect. And then the other person, the person that had to leave, when they came back, they were like, hey, I really appreciate it. I feel so much better now. And they were also going for the next 2 days anyway. So they came back a couple days later. And I don't know. I was glad to... And they said to me, typically other directors would just make them, tough it out and act through that.
That's insane.
That's what I'm saying. Because also, fucked up. We were scheduled to film the most intense, emotion-intensive scene that night. I'm not going to make my actor struggle through that when we're filming the most intense scene of the entire fucking movie and not feeling you're not going to get the right emotions. You're not going to get them to do everything right because they're focusing about something else.
Yep. Yeah, it's not going to turn out well for the project, and it's certainly not going to turn out well for the actor.
Oh, no, absolutely. And then I'm going to be mad and pissed off that it didn't come out the way I wanted to, and then I'm going to take that out on someone. Hopefully not, but some people do. And it's I'm just so glad that we were able to find a solution in 15 minutes. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, but...
I agree.
I just, staring at my calendar, okay, if we try this, and this. And I went to all the actors. I was like, okay, is this okay with you? Is this okay with you? Is this okay with you? And they were all on the same page. They were like, yeah, whatever we need to do. We worked with actors who were so chill, so understanding that this is our first awesome. Big production. They were so patient and understanding, and I cannot thank them enough.
They all did a really good job.
Yeah, they were so fun to work with. They did an amazing job playing their roles. Oh my! it pisses me off how good they are because it means we're done filming.
I know, right?
But they were so good, and it was so easy. It didn't feel like okay, I have to be on my best behavior for actors, or I have to be on my best behavior for people on set. No, they had as much fun as we did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that was nice. Okay, so we talked about on set. Is there anything on set that you wanted to bring up? Any fun moments? Like, what was your favorite moment on set?
What was my favorite moment on set?
Also, wait, do you have a hard out, like, time you have to go?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I'm all good.
Okay.
I'd like to shower, but I can kind of shower whenever.
Okay.
Favorite moment? Downtime was fun because even after we were done filming for the night and then we wrapped, me, you, Will, and Murphy still chatted for a little bit.
And Colleen.
And Colleen, yeah. When we were, I think there was like a night or two where it was just the four of us. And then we had, most of the time Colleen was up there. Yeah, you're right. When I was talking about that, I was thinking about like the day that we were on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're right. Like Colleen was there with like the rest of the time.
Yeah. Is that it? It was nice.
It's weird because I can't really like pinpoint like a moment. I know there were some scenes that were like fun to film, like when we were down at the Cape, and then we had a specific scene where we put like a camera in a bag.
Oh, I love that. That was funny.
Like that was cool. And the way
that we got fun BTS from that too.
We got a lot of fun BTS from that. Yeah, we did. And we filmed some outside stuff. Oh, I remember when we were filming in the backyard of the Airbnb and like those pesky bugs kept fucking with all of us. Yeah.
I felt so bad. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry.
That was tough. But it was also like, can we please just get this done so that we're not outside any longer? But it was bad. It was bad. Like they were annoying me. And I get agitated like not easily, you know what I mean? But for some reason those bugs were like hamming it home.
They're very persistent in Maine in the summer. It's really obnoxious. Like living in Maine for however long I've lived, with like 21 years of my life. They are really like, they go at you. They don't hold back. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm sorry guys, like let's just get this done. Cuz like, I felt bad, especially like 27 when we were at the beach and filming that scene, and it was so buggy and there were no lights around except for what we had, and it was just a mosquito magnetized area. It was like, okay, we can do this. Let's just get through it.
Let's just push through, guys. Please push through, please.
I know. And when people are complaining, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but the more complaining we do, the more time we are taking away from filming, which means we're going to take longer to get done. So I hated thinking about it that way, but it's true. Like the more we complain and think about the bugs, the more off task we are. So
yeah.
No, I understand what they were talking about though. It's tough up there in the summer.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. Specific moments, I don't really think so. It was just a good time being there. Like Mike and I have said time and time again, but I feel like we really did connect, you know, as a crew and as a cast. I don't know, just all of us kind of just resonated with one another. And then especially nonstop working and living with everybody for like 2.5 weeks. You know what I mean? Like
that's an adjustment.
It absolutely helped though too. Probably because we were all around the same age too, that it was kind of just like, oh, hey, let's all, you know, talk about a specific professor that I don't have to say their name of, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. And just, I don't know, everyone's in agreement with that. Everyone's in agreement about just shooting the shit, talking. Downtime is always probably more of a highlight than filming, because filming, everyone's kind of like, let's get this done, and then stressing out about it, because there's always one person who's on the verge of a mental breakdown on a film set.
That's me.
There's always, okay, at least 2 people now. But downtime, everyone's tired, but also everybody's like so tired that they're like extra laid back, and especially after like that first night, even a filming too. Like I remember where what Peter and Isaiah were beatboxing,
I love that.
and
Yeah.
then we were
Yeah.
dancing. It was like that's the first day we were there.
That was the first day.
That
I
was
was
the
like, what the
first
hell?
day.
How is everyone getting along so well? It's the first
Yeah.
day of filming. What the hell?
Yeah, if people don't like understand or get how much like we instantly connected as not just coworkers but like people and friends, like we were fucking around and singing and dancing.
Literally.
First night we were filming. You know what I mean?
I don't sing and dance around people I just meet unless
Neither
I
do
have like
I.
a good connection with them. Like,
I think that was probably the best part, honestly, just like finding people that we could say passionate. Like we were so good at like switching from getting shit done and then getting it done well too. Like we had quality and quickness at the same time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously it only got better the more we did it. But and then before and after, and even like during breaks, and then like even driving to locations, everyone immediately snapped it off.
Yeah.
And they were kind of just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna be chill now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're off work.
It didn't feel like they were like trying too hard. Like no one was trying too hard. Everyone was just doing their thing, and it worked perfectly.
It was nice.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
good stuff.
I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. So, I think our first couple of days were actually the best days on set because you had that mixture of people trying to get on set, get everything done as quickly as possible, and be as professional as possible. But again, like you said, they have that mixture of fun in there, which is awesome. But with that like solid mixture and being able to switch from like fun to serious real quick, the first day we were ahead of schedule. The second and third days we were like hours ahead of schedule. Then after we like everyone started getting comfortable, which I love that everyone got comfortable. Everyone got really comfortable, but the switch wasn't as instant. The switch wasn't as smooth. So we started like day 4, 5, and 6. I think we were behind schedule a little bit. It may also just have to do with the scenes we were filming, but I happened to notice that kind of like pattern shifted as everyone got more comfortable. The pattern shifted to like the time frame, like it shifted that. I don't know if you noticed that at all.
I did notice that we were taking a little longer. I don't know. I think, but wasn't that around the time that Jared came on set too?
It was a couple of days before, and I think Jared came on set about a week after we started. I think it was just about a week after we started.
Okay.
So it was the first week without Jared. Halfway into the week, we kind of started like falling off a little bit. And then we had a couple of days off, and after the days off, I actually noticed that we struggled even more.
I think that could have been because I don't want to call it overworked because we did have like breaks and everyone did get sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we were doing like 10, 12-hour shoots more often than not.
We were.
And jumping between locations too.
Yeah. So if you look at this, I actually have it on here on my calendar right here. Day 1, it was easy. It was only 5 hours. Sunday the 23rd and the 24th, which was a Monday, we were ahead of schedule, like all day. Both days. And that was awesome. And I know 25 was like a half day, and then Wednesday, the 26th, was like a 3/4 day. So those days, and then the 27th was also a 3/4 day. So those 3 days, I noticed that we kind of were behind schedule because we knew we had more time to work with. I think that's what it was.
That is possible too. Yeah, because the perception of having all day, then you might as well. I don't know, because there was. Maybe I'm speaking for like some of the people who could switch it on and off. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to say names, but.
No, I don't think anyone did a bad job.
No one did a bad job. Absolutely not. I liked filming with absolutely everybody. I think at the end of the day, we were able to get quality stuff. Though I don't think anybody was completely 100% unhappy with what happened.
No. I don't think so. I think that,
Yeah.
that I just happened to notice that pattern. It was like, hey, like the days where we were more packed with stuff, we were a lot better at being more just
On top of
smooth
it.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the days that we were like had more time, we lagged behind a little bit. But I wanted to have the more time be towards like, hey, we can relax now and take a break in between scenes. But it ended up being a little less of that and more of, okay, we have to get ready for this next scene now. Like, I'm sorry, but our break time's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That was just kind of my observation, if you will.
Fair enough.
But
What was that?
oh, it's a horn that they have at the fire station. I think they have a horn.
Oh, all right. Well,
Oh, it's 9 o'clock. That's why it beeped because it's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
So, oh my God, shut up. Is there anything else you want to bring up on here? Like any moment that you want to expose or anything?
Expose a moment. Wow, you phrased that with so much power.
You have the power right now. Whether I keep it in or not is my power.
Fair enough. I don't know.
Do you have a moment on set that you? Well, we talked about your favorite moments and like frustrating stuff, but do you have a moment that was like your absolute like least favorite moment on set that you hate that you want to talk about? Oh, and then I have one more question for you after.
Oh, okay, cool. I know filming at the YMCA was tough.
Yeah.
Because there was some. I know there was some miscommunication with, like trying to get the schedule down, but also I know that I myself was like rereading the script, and at a certain moment I was like revising at the same time, and I was like, this is a Mike and a Piper thing. But then at the same time, like Will and I kind of agreed. So then we were like, how about let's just talk with you and Piper? But then that wasn't like just a talk. That didn't turn into like a 30-minute, let's go deep into who these characters are kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I don't think that talk went bad. Like I'm glad that the four of us were at the end of the day communicated exactly what we thought, but also at the same page at the end, you know what I mean? No matter who went like started at what direction. But it was just like a lot more, especially with trying to, I don't know, quote unquote, starting with convincing people what we were talking about. You know what I mean? So then like the other people could understand. And that was also like toward the end too. So there was a lot of jet lag of like trying to get this done. And because we were in the YMCA, we had a deadline.
Oh yeah, we had a certain like time period that we had to have stuff done.
So we kind of couldn't have that talk, but Will and I kind of needed to have that talk.
So
you know what I mean?
That was exactly the question I was about to ask you. The moment I was going to bring up to you is the fact.
Really?
It was 100% exactly what I was going to talk to you about.
What?
Because that was a very pivotal moment in my understanding of what it meant to be a director and what it meant to also want to hear out people that you're working with. Because you know me from the very beginning. I was like, hey, if you guys have suggestions, like tell me, let me know, because I want your feedback and your opinions. And that went for everyone on set. My the thing that really kicked into me was like, I am thinking about so many things right now. Piper and I were like trying to understand what you were saying, and you and Will were suggesting to us. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure, that's why we stepped aside. We wanted to make sure we knew what we were originally thinking so we can compare it to what you guys were saying and not fuck up the decision.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that decision is up for the director. You know what I mean? And in the River's Edge case, there were two directors.
Yeah.
And one person more experienced than the other. At the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. But it's just the it's the different lanes of communication that needs to happen. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you made a film or not. You want to, just go fucking make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then there's actual like terminology and dialogue and like interacting with people. It's going to be different when it's on set. You know what I mean? So it can be daunting for people. And especially when suggestions like that happen, that's kind of not kind of, it is not only. Did we even talk about like cutting a scene and then implementing it to something different?
Yeah, so well, I remember what originally happened was you guys, I believe, suggested cutting the scene or implementing it to something else, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what you wanted to implement it to, but when you suggested that, I was like, wait, I need to make sure this. I can't understand what you're saying right now, but I need to make sure I have my perspective right. So Piper and I went over. We talked about how we originally viewed it, and then we had you guys come in, and we had you guys really share, like, explain to us what you were thinking, and we were explaining our original perspective and our original view of how the scene should go.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It was a really challenging thing because I didn't want to tell you guys, hey, I disagree with you. But at the same time, we had to make a decision. We had only a certain amount of time, and we had a certain way for the story that we wanted to be told. And actually, Will texted me like a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about, he was like, hey, was it scene 10 or 11 that we suggested that we cut? I was like, I think it was 10, right? Yeah, it was the hallway scene.
Yeah, the hallway scene was 10, yeah.
And he texted me and he was like, I'm glad we kept it because it doesn't work otherwise in the editing, I guess.
Really?
I don't know, but that's what he said. But the way that you guys pitched it to me, it could have worked either way. But also my way of seeing it is I'd rather shoot it and then not have it in the edit and then take it out later than not shoot it and regret having it later, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was a tough call because I don't know.
It's tough because you're dealing with people, you know what I mean? And it's a conversation that both sides are coming from passion. You know what I mean? It's like Will and I have like this one perspective, and then you and Piper have the other. And no matter what, one of them's going to end up like, I don't know, getting filmed, and one of them's not going to get filmed.
Yeah.
And then just instinctively, that's just kind of like two sides. You know what I mean? But it's not like an argument or a competition.
No.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what's best for this project?
Yeah.
And because you're dealing with people, things can get personal. And I know some other things happened that night too that we're not going to get into. But like, it was interesting because I think that was like one of the only times where like we did talk about what the script needs, what the characters need, and then sitting down and then seeing, because I know you and Piper had an idea, and I know that Will and Murphy and Colleen had like a hand in that too in pre-production. You know what I mean? But then I've never like actually sat down, read it, and like dissected the script as much as like in that scene, because for some reason like it just clicked to me. I was like, what if we do this instead, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like more constructive criticism and putting on like my writer hat instead of my script supervisor hat on.
Yeah.
But then it kept bugging me, and then Will like had the same idea as me, so I was like, how about let's actually pitch this and figure out what's going on too. You know what I mean? I'm glad that the four of us had that talk, and I don't think there was any ill will toward anybody.
No, I didn't want there to be, you know that, like, because I appreciated the perspective from you and Will, and I appreciated the feedback, and the idea was a good idea. It was just a matter of, did we want to go off of the original idea for that one, or whatever we ended up doing. But I think that just about, I don't want to say this confidently, but I think that just about every other piece of feedback that someone suggested on set, we at least attempted. I want to say that.
I think it was more of like a technique on how to get things done. I don't remember like somebody. I remember they were improvised. Obviously, the best one was Isaiah in that flashback.
God,
that was so good. He was like, "Can I say this?" And then you and Piper were hesitant, and then he said it. That we were like, "Oh, that's a trailer shot."
Well, yeah, Piper and I were really. I was really against it at the very beginning, because there's the perspective from me was that, would Cash really say that? He's not a confrontational person.
Mm-hmm.
Would he really say that? And yes, he could get caught up in the moment, or he could just have this anger moment where you can see Doug in him. But also the fact that he added that like look of absolute fear after he said that made it all better, because he's like, I just said that, holy shit. Like, so
it's putting
it made it so much better for me.
It's putting the character more in the moment.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean? Isaiah had some brilliant acting. He was good guy too. Like, me and him sat down too a few times, talking about like career and like what we wanted to do, passions, schooling, moving, stuff like that. It was a good time.
Yeah, and also he had the least amount of acting experience prior to this of
which is
anyone.
Wild.
I feel like it just really comes naturally to all of the actors, but him too. As someone who's that new to acting, it comes really naturally for him. And Cora and Jared and David, for sure, I know they've been acting for at least 10 years each now, which is amazing. And they're obviously so good at what they do. But Isaiah, with the lower amount of experience, it felt so natural for him to just kind of be like, hey, what if I tried this? What if I tried that? And I was like, go for it.
I think that's just good casting. I think the director did a good choice.
I'm not going to take credit for that. I'm going to give him the credit because he did a great job.
And if Isaiah was in this room, he'd be like, oh, thank you so much. It was only because it was written so well.
Okay, that's the thing, is you, me, and Isaiah, all three of us cannot take compliments.
No.
We're so bad at that.
No, it's so bad. And Isaiah is so good at deflecting them. It's always like, no, you're good. I remember, like, after a few days, I was like, Isaiah, can you just say thank you and move on? God,
and
it was so fun.
There's a behind-the-scenes clip where, it was the one where Isaiah scared the shit out of me. I think I sent it to you guys. Isaiah scared the shit out of me because he walked behind me. I look over to where he was. He's not there. Piper's standing right here. I'm like, where's Isaiah? Piper just points right here. He's like, he's right there. And I look over. I'm like, holy shit. But I was like, hey, do you think you can close the door? Can you close the door when you go over there? And he's like, of course I can. Piper looks over at him and says, you are such a kind person. And then he pauses for a second. He's like, not as kind as you are. And then Piper's just like, what the hell?
Oh my God.
Because
it's crazy.
Every time I give him a compliment, he returns with a compliment. I'm like, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. But accept it.
For the love of God, yeah.
You had to yell at me for that a couple of times on set, though, too. Because I'd be like, I couldn't have done it without you. You keep me saying thank you. And you would be like, hey, that was a great job. I'm like, thanks. Good job to you, too. And you're like, shut the fuck up. Take the compliment. You like literally like covered my mouth with one time after you complimented me.
Yeah, I was like, no. I'm like, not this time, Mike, not this time.
But you're not innocent of that either. Every time I say, hey, Jacob, great job, you're like, thanks, you too. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I definitely think that you, Isaiah, and I had like a little like circling with doing that by the end of production.
Oh yeah, I think by the end of production we were just doing it as a joke, but a serious joke. But we were doing it just like because we all knew we did that. Like,
yeah, for real.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna miss being on set with you guys because
it was
such a fun dynamic. Just especially the three of us, but like everyone, the dynamic was fun, and I don't know. People weren't expecting like anything in particular going in. I don't think.
I don't think so either. I was just I don't know, wanting to make a movie and not have the director be an asshole, and both of those things happened. So,
oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I tried really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you want? Well, yeah, I was gonna bring up scene 10, but that was my.
That's crazy. That's crazy that we were both on the same page about talking about that next.
I think Will did the same thing too, because I talked to him about scene 10 as well, and I was gonna bring it up, and I think he brought it up first, and I was like, well, what the fuck? I can't bring up scene 10.
Rob, I don't have another question now. Whoops.
Now I gotta think. But no, like I am so glad that we were able to have you, and also I want to talk about you for a second.
Oh.
Yeah. You sound so shocked.
Fine.
Are we allowed to talk about your big senior capstone project?
Which one?
The big one.
The big one, yes. So I am currently writing, directing, and producing a capstone.
Oh my god,
right
you're
now.
insane.
Murphy's co-producing with me.
Okay, cool.
That's how I got away with that. But I'm also producing a second capstone, so I'm technically producing 2 capstones right now. Crazy, absolutely. Do I regret it? Kind of, but
Don't say that. God.
No one else is gonna. No one I know is gonna listen to this. So, but no, I'm having fun with both of them.
What's your big one about?
My big one. I'll give you the slug line, not the slug line, the pitch.
I don't know what it's about, so there you're telling them.
Oh, I'm telling them. Oh, so my capstone is about following a young man whose name is Logan, traveling through his own journey with coping with and understanding his depression, anxiety, and generational trauma. We are swapping between black and white and color in a non-traditional way.
That's awesome.
We're incorporating non-linear storytelling and flashbacks and visions and stuff like that. It's been crazy to write that because I put a lot of me into it, and not just me, but like integral people in my life too. And those people are going to be watching the movie when it's done in April, which kind of scares the fucking shit out of me.
But it's such an important story though, like, because like the fact that just like when we were talking about like just you talked about to me what just the main point about it was, it's just the mental health aspect of it. I am absolutely loving the fact that you're doing a project on that, because I mean, Colleen and I we did a documentary on mental health in college students, and it's such an important thing for what I like think of on a daily basis. I think about how that impacts people and stuff, and I think it's so important to have some sort of like a film where you can like really see it. So I'm really excited to see what you can do with it, because it sounds like it is a very important film, and it sounds like a great story that you're going to be able to put together. So I am 100% rooting for you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to accept the compliment.
There. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't do anything else.
Uh-oh. Good stuff.
The face you just made is just like, what do you want me to do now?
No, I'm excited for the capstone though. Yeah. Like I said, I've been writing it since April. I actually came up with the idea freshman year initially, but then I combined. The fact that
you stuck with that for so long.
Yeah, it's been in the back of my mind. I literally came up with a new movie idea yesterday, like from start to finish.
Are you starting to like write it already?
No. Good. I'm going to focus on capstone first.
Just like write a little summary in your notes app, and then as soon as you're done with capstone, then move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I wrote it from start to finish.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I may or may not have already started a new project since we are finished wrapping River's Edge.
Oh?
Yeah, you already know about it, but I've already started a new project since wrapping River's Edge, and
I'm gonna act surprised.
Actually, two projects since River's Edge. There's one that's already known that we're working on is Dawn's, the documentary, but
okay,
another fictional project.
And then another fictional project. Look at you going. See, this is what we're talking about. Like, film can be so stressful and so anxiety and like it's consuming, addicting. And it's bad. It's like I could have had the word. I literally came off set yesterday. Because I was filming the promo video for my second capstone, and we were filming on a bike trail in Keene in the woods at night. We started filming at 7:00. We got done at 12:30. There was this weird dude flashing the flashlight, and people would walk by set. Like we were on the path, so people would walk, but they would have no flashlight on, and they were by themselves in the woods.
That's not sketchy at all. Holy shit.
Like, this is Keene. What are you doing? Walking around the bike path by yourself in the middle of the woods? But, like, I was cold. We didn't finish, so we're going to have to go out there again.
Ugh. And, it's going to be warmer the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm. I hope we can film in the next couple of days. But like, it wasn't a bad experience, but it also wasn't the best. But like, as soon as I woke up this morning, I was like hoping that I was filming the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like once you're done rapping, it's like, what's the next project? What's the next film I'm doing?
Yeah. It's once you have time to process what just happened and what's going on is when you're like, fuck, I want to keep going.
Yeah.
So, because like, again, in the moment you're stressed and you're like, I hate this and it's so frustrating and just you're just annoyed with everything. But once you have like a moment to process it, you're like,
that was awesome.
Yeah, you're like, that was awesome. Holy shit, let's do more. And then it took longer for me. It took me looking at like behind the scenes photos and everything every night. And I think the last night, the last night I was going through like behind the scenes photos and I had just posted them and I went back through like from day 1, day 2, day 3, everything. And I started tearing up because I was like, damn it, this is done. Like, I was generally just like scrolling through Instagram tearing up because I was like, damn it, like now I have to find something else to do.
Well, find another film to make.
Yeah, I know.
It seems like you're already on it, but...
And I'm like, can I really like write another film? Like, I don't know because I never like written anything like big before. Like, this is my first time like writing a real film, directing a real film, like all of that. Like, this is my first for a lot of things, and I did not have the thought that it would work out as well as it did.
That's incredible.
So I don't know what the fuck happened and how, but...
You want to work on my capstone?
I would love to.
I'm kidding. You're busy, bro.
You're
a busy man.
I can't think.
You're a busy man.
Barely had time. We barely had time to do this.
Yeah, we did. We were supposed to do it last night.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm filming.
And it's Halloween right now.
It is Halloween. I could hear people yelling.
I'm just.
You doing anything for Halloween?
Huh?
You doing anything for Halloween?
I'm in my slippers, sitting at my desk.
Nice.
I'm working on River's Edge. That's what I'm doing for Halloween.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, I don't know. I didn't show you this, but I have my poster right above me.
I
got the first River's Edge poster. But anyway, sorry. Back on topic.
Yeah, we're on a podcast.
Yeah. Oops. But it's okay. This is the most fun part of the podcast where we can just like talk to each other about just life and shit that goes on.
Just random shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part of this.
Yeah, for real. I didn't expect senior year to be this crazy, if I'm being completely honest.
Honestly, I don't think you ever do. Like, I was only on one capstone, and I was stressed out how crazy senior year was.
Yeah.
Mostly because I was doing, like, most of the producing with Colleen, and we were doing the whole thing. But and also, a documentary is it's a much different timeline and process than any narrative film.
It is.
It is.
Because I think documentaries need to have like a scene edited by the end of the semester.
I'm not surprised because you can't like make a script, regardless to contrary to what people might say. You can't make a script until you have the footage. Filmed.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hate making scripts for documentaries. I absolutely hate it. My reason being is if I feel like if it's scripted, in a sense where you have it like written down, it doesn't give you as much creative freedom to move stuff around in editing. I just when I'm editing a documentary, I go with what like feels right. How is the message portrayed the best way? And that's what I find most important. I'll make a script after I'm done editing, but I don't like scripting it once I have the footage and then putting it in editing software that way. We had to do that for Capstone, so luckily Will and Colleen were doing a lot of the editing, and I was there as well editing, but Will did the majority of it, and Colleen kind of helped with the story because she was the director. I was kind of just there to help with the producing and promotion and all that kind of stuff. But
Will worked on your Capstone?
Yeah, he edited her. He was also our like AC.
Oh, nice.
That's how we met Will. Colleen kind of knew him before, but cool. Yeah.
Did he graduate with you guys?
No, he was 1 year younger than us, so he graduated in 23. Yeah.
I was gonna say because he did Expression. That was his capstone.
Oh yeah, and Isaiah acted in that too,
which is so crazy.
It was crazy when we figured out that was the connection. Like I was showing Will people that applied for or submitted for Cash. He was like, "Wait, that's Isaiah. I'm like, you know him? He's like, yeah, he was in Expression. I'm like, wait, I recognize him now.
I know, like because I only saw Expression during like the Capstone showcase,
Me
but
too.
I had the exact same reaction. I was like, no way, like in the flesh.
Yeah. And then we had this like running joke where because the slap and the behind the scenes of Expression
He
happened.
did a good slap on Will.
Yeah.
He slapped Will pretty well.
But Will, wait, no, it was the other way around.
Will slapped
Will
Isaiah?
slapped Isaiah, I think.
Oh.
Because Isaiah told him to for the character to like get in character. It was
Oh,
freezing
yeah.
cold in a warehouse, and Isaiah needed to get into it. And Will slapped Isaiah, and I was like on set joking around when we were in River's Edge. I was like, I'm waiting for one of these days, just Isaiah to get his payback and just slap Will across the face.
Slap him in the face.
He still owes him that. So next time Will and Isaiah see each other, I want to see that happen.
Telling Isaiah to slap Will in the face.
Yeah. Are you in trouble?
I better not be.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Anyway, so I'm gonna let you go. Let you wrap this up. But sorry, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm chilling. You keep going.
Thank you for taking the time to do this. This is really fun, always talking to you. And I cannot wait to see you and everyone else for the premiere, which has a date to be announced still.
To be announced. Okay, cool.
Not solidified.
Not solidified.
Okay. But we're getting closer and closer, which I'm absolutely thrilled out of my mind for, and I cannot wait. So, yeah. Of course, thank you again. And we will see you next time on Uncropped. Goodbye.